All right. What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Hoff, part of the Face Off Sports Network, and we are now back with Week 13 kicker streamers. If you listened last week, I gave you guys Will Lutz as my favorite streamer on the week. Scored over 20 points. Right now is the kicker one on the week. So let's get into these Week 13 kickers right now. And we're going to start off with Mr. Tyler Bass of the Buffalo Bills going up against the San Francisco 49ers, a reeling 49ers team, by the way. Over the last 3 games, the 49ers are allowing the 7th most points to the position. Along with that, included that is back-to-back games allowing double-digit points. Bass started the season slow. It was kind of notorious, even to the point where people thought they were going to bring in other kickers. Um, you know, first 6 games, he missed 3 field goals. He missed 2 extra points. That has since changed because if you look at his last 5 games, he's made all of his 10 field goal attempts and he has hit 15 of his 17 extra points. He is now 8th in scoring on the season. So, for all that being said, it's time to forget that. It's time to throw it out the window. Start him with confidence this week. In 2 out of his last 3 games, he's scored more than 10 points. More specifically, Bass has been more productive for fantasy when he is at home. 4 of the 5 games in which Tyler Bass has scored 10 or more points, they've all been at home in Buffalo. So, spoiler alert, they're playing at home. It's going to be should be a beatdown of this Niners team that is reeling. That breaks down, by the way, in average at home, he's averaging 10.4 points per game. On the road, he's averaging 7.83. So fire him up with confidence at home. If somebody had to drop him because so many teams were on bye last week, take advantage of that. Again, rostered in 43% of leagues right now, so you could still go out there and get him. Let's lower the bar in terms of ownership, but let's stay in the AFC East. Let's go with Joey Sly of the New England Patriots going up against the Indianapolis Colts, rostered in just 4% of leagues. Headed into Week 13, the Indianapolis Colts are tied for the 5th most points allowed to kickers. They are 13. They are one of 13 teams, I apologize, to allow over 100 points to the position, and they are also one of 8 teams to have at least 6 games with 10 or more points allowed to kickers. All of that, the Colts are inside the top 10 as well in field goal attempts allowed on a per-game basis with 2.3. That gels very well with the Patriots attempting 2.7 field goals over their last 3 games. So, while Sly only had 1 point against the Miami Dolphins in Week 12, I like this matchup a lot. I think this one works a lot better for him in terms of what the Colts are allowing on a per-game basis in terms of field goal attempts. I think that he could have another double-digit outing. He did have double-digit points, by the way, in the 2 previous games besides Week 12. So don't panic on Sly. If you're looking for a kicker, he's definitely one that you can grab. Now, this one I want to just let you know, and I'm going to give you an honorable mention at the end, so stay tuned. Don't worry, I won't make you wait too long for it, but feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button. But important to note, this is the Black Friday game, and that's Mr. Daniel Carlson of the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Carlson is rostered in 11% of leagues, but in his last 5 games, he's scored 10 or more points 3 times. And now, it should come as no surprise. 2 of those 3 games, by the way, in which he's had more than 10 points, 2 of those 3 games, he had more than 15. So, with that being said, it should come as no surprise that he is creeping into the top 12 in terms of kicker points on the season for fantasy. The last time the Raiders played the Chiefs was back in Week 8, and Carlson put up 10 points. He was the kicker 8 on the week. That would be one of 3 games in which the Chiefs have allowed double-digit points to the kicking position. So I like this matchup. Listen, the Chiefs are 24th in points allowed to the position, but on the season, they are allowing 2 field goal attempts on a per game basis. That is up from 1.5 last season. So while they're not giving up a ton throughout the season, I do like this matchup. I do think there's a lot of field goals kicked in this matchup, and that's where I'm going to get to my honorable mention. I like Carlson in this matchup, but I like even more. Listen, the whole goal of this kicker streaming video, is to give you guys with a low ownership. So this is on the high end, but I could not in good faith leave this little video without mentioning this player. Spencer Schrader. He was on our list last week, week 12. As of right now, headed into Monday Night Football, he is the kicker 5 on the week. Now he's up to being rostered in 67% of leagues. So people are starting to pay attention. But again, I couldn't not mention him. So Spencer Schrader, one of my favorite kickers on the week. I love him. As of this recording, again, 13 points last week against the Panthers. Headed into Monday Night Football, the Raiders are allowing 131 fantasy points to kickers. That's the most in the league by almost 20 points. So they are giving up a ton of kicks, even last week. So Will Lutz, who again was our hero on this very fine program. There's 9 games in which the Raiders have allowed 10 or more points. 4 of those games have come in the last 4 games played. So they're allowing points in bunches, and they're doing it lately in the last 4 weeks. In terms of fantasy finishes, there have only been 2 weeks in which a kicker has gone up against the Las Vegas Raiders and has finished outside the top 12. Only 2 times this season. We're heading into week 13. So there's money to be made here at the kicking position. So I could not, in good faith, not mention Spencer Schrader here. Again, Schrader's rostered in 67% of leagues, but this matchup is just simply too good for me to not mention. So again, these are my kickers on the week. We're going to go with up top, Tyler Bass going up against the 49ers. We're going to go with Joey Sly going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Let me get my words out. Then we're going to go to our Black Friday matchup. And again, that's Daniel Carlson going up against the Kansas City Chiefs and Spencer Schrader going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. So those are the plays. Again, Schrader's the honorable mention because he's rostered in 67% of leagues. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to hit the like button. Again, I've been knocking kickers out of the park. I'd like to help you out. Feel free to comment here. I will guide you into victory in week 13. But until next time, stay thirsty, be kind to one another. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Cheers.